Welcome back to CDL Test Prep. Today we're going to continue with our vehicle inspection, but today's video is going to be a bonus video. We're going to go through the ever-dreaded brake test, which is a portion of your vehicle inspection in cab. So let's get started. Alright, so I already have the vehicle running. It's been running for a moment. I've done all of my inspection inside the cab that I want to do. Now I'm going to start my brake test. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push in my knobs. I'm going to build up my air. Then I'm going to turn the truck off. This is getting you prepared to start your brake test. We use an acronym for the brake test. It's called SCALE. SCALE, SC, stands for System Check. System Check, when you turn your key on, you're going to make sure your ABS light goes on and off and your gauges sweep. The A stands for the Applied Brake Test, where you're going to apply your foot to the brake. Make sure you do not lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds. The L is the Low Pressure Warning Test. You're going to pump your brakes, and you should get a light and an audible alarm before reaching 55 psi. Then we're going to do our emergency parking brake activation test, where we're going to pump the brakes again, and both of our brake knobs should pop out between 20 and 40 psi. That is the entire brake test. So the first thing I'm going to do, as I mentioned, push in your knobs, build up your air, turn the truck off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push in my brake knobs. My truck is already chalked. I check outside to make sure that the vehicle is not moving. It's not. And I'm going to get on my accelerator. I'm going to bring it up to about 1500 RPM, and I'm going to hold it there until I hear the truck sneeze. And there's the sneeze. So I have pushed in my knobs, I built up my air. Now I'm going to turn the truck off. Once the truck is off, I'm going to turn the key back to the on position and begin my brake test with the scale, beginning with SC, System Check. Key to the on position, ABS light goes on and off, and my gauges sweep. Now I'm going to move into the A, the Applied Brake Test. I'm going to step on the brake pedal. I'm going to watch the needles drop. Once they stabilize, I'm going to ask for a 60-second timer to be started, and I should not lose more than 4 psi in that 60 seconds. I'm going to keep my foot firmly pressed on the brake until that 60-second timer has expired. Once that 60-second timer has expired, I verify that I have not lost more than 4 psi. From there, I'm going to move into my low pressure warning test. This is where I'm going to pump the brakes, and I'm going to wait for a light and an audible alarm to go off before my needles reach 55 psi. There we go. I have my light and my audible alarm, and it's before reaching 55 psi. So my low pressure warning test is successful. Now I'm going to do the emergency parking brake activation test. I'm going to pump my brakes again, and both of my knobs should pop out between 20 and 40 psi. While I do this test, I'm going to focus on my brake knobs, not my gauges, to ensure that both brake knobs pop out. Now, as you can see, both of my brake knobs have come out. That is a successful test because it's between 20 and 40 psi. Now we'll turn the key off. From here, I'm going to go into a safe start. Key to the on position, ABS light on and off, gauges sweep. My clutch is pushed in, my foot is hovering over the brake. Check that my truck is in neutral. Now I check my brake knobs and I start my truck. That is the brake test. Now, I talk about both knobs coming out. What happens if you do the brake test and only one knob pops out for your emergency parking brake activation test? Very simple. Keep pumping your brakes until the other knob pops out. Sometimes one knob will come out, and then a few seconds later the second knob will come out. As long as they both come out between 20 and 40 psi, that is a successful test. Now keep pumping your brakes until the second knob comes out, or you reach 0 air pressure. If you reach 0 air pressure and only one knob has come out, at that point that test has failed. Why? Because only one brake knob came out between 20 and 40 psi, the other brake knob did not come out, and we have no air pressure.